Good afternoon, everybody. This is my first attempt with a selfie stick that I got from the dentist, I think it was. It was one of those free gifts they give you, so I thought I'd give it a try. Anyway, full-time RV gal here, and I'm just beginning my new blog, and I've been working hard on different things like relearning the computer. I did know a little bit about it, but I had a stroke in '09 and ended up in the ICU, which it was like kind of erased a lot of things. So I have to start over again. And I'm taking lessons at the senior center here locally in town at Paso Robles, excuse me. Um, I've been watching a lot of videos of traveling and what people are doing, and it's really amazing. I'm very excited about seeing what others are doing on the road, and this is just something I've done all my life. And even though everywhere I travel, people told me they were envious and um, all the other things they wish that they could do what I do, and wanted to know how to do what I did and everything. At that time, uh, the 80s and 90s, at that time, there weren't a lot of people. They were just recreational RVing, and that was great. It was good for me because camping was anywhere from 5 to 10, 15 if they had cable and all the amenities I wanted. But now, of course, as you know, things are not like that anymore, and people are rolling down the road in $1 million RVs. I didn't start out that way. I'm a second generation circus clown. My mother was a clown in the 60s in the circus, and so I somewhat grew up uh, in the circus. And then I continued that in the 90s. I think I went back into the circus and clowned as a clown and promoter. I did many things. As anybody has ever read about the circus, you don't do just one thing. They all get excited. Ooh, you were a clown. Wow, that must be neat. Well, it is neat. But that wasn't my only job. I had like four other jobs that I had to, maintain at the same time. It wasn't all get out in the center ring and entertain. It was a lot of very hard work. And then depending on what circus you're with, loading up and going to the next town, which could be anywhere from 20 miles to 200, 300 miles. So it was very hard work. And since then, I've raised two children. Some of them, one of them came with me most of the time and did entertain and clown with me. And my son, he was more of a poster kind of guy, but he did work with me in clowning when I did do it locally as a town clown, and so did Heidi as well. Growing up, and then they decided they wanted to go to high school and be like normal kids, as they call it. So that's how that went. Right now, I am off the road. Uh, in October, my 1991 Toyota Odyssey blew a head gasket in Napomo, California. And at that time, I was setting up a shop to buy and sell tie dye, which is what my partner and I did, and we had done on the road and been on the road quite a bit. And we were together 6 years, and this is one of the things that we would sell in order to, maintain our lifestyle. And I worked, I don't know how long. I had it towed to a friend's house. We stayed in their driveway for quite some time, and I worked for about 6 months, I guess, trying to not only get the funds to fix it, but to find someone that would do it and to get another engine or repair or whatever I could do possibly to do. And then during that time, my partner was diagnosed in January, February with lung cancer that had spread to her brain. And we had a blog that was quite popular called Lisa and Lori's Amazing Adventure, or Sky and Lori's Amazing Adventure, and .com, and it's on the net. I've put it back up. I took it down for a little while, but then people were asking to see it again and see some of the pictures, because Yosemite and some of the wonderful places that we traveled to, we did have a lot of beautiful pictures and everything. So you're welcome to go there. It's on Blogger, and it's Lisa and Lori's Amazing Adventure, or Sky and Lori's Amazing Adventure. Uh, and so she wasn't in a lot of pain. She also had MS, and we had a lot of mental issues and things that were going on at that time anyway, and had been going on apparently for a couple of years, but her MS masked it. And so she passed away on Good Friday in April of this year. And with that said, I mean, that was a life changing moment for me, and I reevaluated what did I want to do for the rest of my life, and because I now have to step forward without Lori. And we were inseparable for 6 years. We traveled the RV. Well, we bought a motorhome for a mobile home, excuse me, for a little while, and we stayed stationary for a little bit and just took trips. But in the end, being on the road is what we both enjoyed and wanted to do. She wanted to do it. I think she knew that something was coming up, and that's what she wanted to do, because we did have a nice, very comfortable mobile home, and everything was set up for her. And I asked her a couple of times after we sold it, are you kind of sorry we did? Because I mean, we went through some rough times on the road, as some of you know. And she said no. She says, I wouldn't change a thing. This is what I wanted to do. And so I said, all right. So we did it right up to the point where we couldn't do it anymore. Anyway, so what happened was I sold my RV to another gal that was so she had the look in her eye I did when I first bought it 11 years prior. I had lived in before then, a van, a customized van, and I had everything I need, but of course I had always dreamed of having one with a shower and all this other. And so some other video I'll tell the story of how that happened. But this RV came up, and I bought it and used it and traveled all over the United States about 3 times with Carson and Barnes Circus and different various circuses throughout that time. And anyway, I saw the look in her eye. So what I did is I took it down quite a few $100s because I wanted her to have it. She had been saving up. Lori passed a lot faster than I thought she would. I mean, everything just kind of went in a line. So I called her up, offered her the amount of money. She was thrilled. She and her husband came, picked it up. And so that gave me the means to have a little bit of money. During that time, I had heard of a hosting of an Airbnb. And so I called the gentleman concerning that. He called me, went for an interview. Next day, he said I had it. So here I am. I am in my room, in my Airbnb, and I've been here 2 months now. And this is in Paso Robles, California, and I really enjoy it. There's quite a few of these Victorian homes here, apparently, and a lot of people are getting quite smart and making them into Airbnbs. It's running well. It's lucrative. And it gives me a lovely room, of which I've made into my art studio. Even though I'm stationary right now, I'm saving up to get a van. That is my I'm going back to the van. Well, it'll only be me. I do have Pickles, but she is quite ill and pretty much daily has seizures. And I'm told this is okay, and she has medicine and blah, blah. And I'm just told to allow her to live her life if I can, as much as I can, and that's what I'm doing. But she's at the end of her road with me real soon. Ooh, that'll hurt. But I've decided not to get another animal because I want to simplify my life. And there's a lot of places you can't go and leave your animal in. Like in the RV, it was a little bit easier. It was a little bit bigger. She could get low, and I could put fans and, whatever. But it was always a worry, how she was doing, if she was warm. If she was cool enough, I'll get it out there. And I don't want to worry about that anymore. And I want to go on trips. There's a cruise that I've been looking at to go to next year, and if that happens, I don't want to have to worry about an animal, and especially Pickles. I'm not going to go anywhere until Pickles is gone, because she has separation anxiety, even to the point where I go to the kitchen, and if I shut the door where she can't get out, unfortunately, when she does see me again, she kind of faints. She kind of has like a fainting spell because of her heart. She gets so excited. The air doesn't get into her heart, I suppose. I don't know exactly how it works, but she falls over, kind of like a fainting goat. And she's been doing that quite a bit, so I try not to exasperate that in any way and keep her with me. And I have a stroller. So I just wanted to say a couple of hellos, an update, and let you know that I'm learning, and this one I won't be able to, but I'm learning how to edit and make these videos. I'm going to go out to the Folk and Soak, which is out at Franklin's Hot Springs here in Paso Robles. And it's filled with wonderful people, just the neatest people, little crazies, little this, little that. It's kind of I look at it as a crazy quilt. There you go. All put together to go over this one bed. I mean, they all have to be together in order for it to be what it is, and that's what it is. They're poets, they're musicians. When I soaked there this morning, I saw that there's 2 massage chairs there, so there'll be all kinds of excitement going on. I'm bringing like a case of bubbles, little bubbles, and that'll start something fun, I'm sure. I brought from all our stuff, Lori and I, that we've done and everything. I went through all of it, and I'm still going through it. I've got like 5 more bins, and then I'm done. 3 bins of food I'm donating to this Folk and Soak, because I remember the last time I had gone 2 weeks right after Lori had passed away. I had a friend that encouraged me to go because, I was deep in thralls of sorrow, I guess you could say, and mourning. And she says, you need to get out, you need to come here, you need to see these young people, you need to interact with these people that are fabulous. I can probably tell you, at that day in April, it was the end of April, I had more hugs probably than I've had in a year. And the people were fabulous. Many of them live in their cars, vans, whatever they've got going on. And some of them are, the termites are holding hands, and the duct tape and the wire, but they're as happy as hell, and if I can give them, I got to quit hoarding food, number one. I've never been hungry in my life. If you go through my pictures, you can see that. But there's something about saving food. It might have been from my joining the Mormon church at 14, leaving at 19, that started me on that, got to have enough food for this, that, and the other. Well, anyway, I'm doing good, and I'm going to trust the universe because it's been taking pretty good care of me. And so I'm going to go out there and get some of that food to them. And we have a tree full of nectarines like you would not believe, and they're ripe and ready to go. So I picked a whole bucket of those, and I'm going to take those in. I took some this morning. I'm going to take another batch today. And so I've taken 2 cases of food, and I went through all my clothes, what I wear, what I don't wear, and I've got it in a big old bag. Going to stick it out there too. It's going to be fun. Hopefully they'll enjoy all that. And if they don't, I don't have it anymore, so it's all good. So anyway, you guys, have a really good day. It's Saturday, is it? Yeah, it's Saturday. And I'm like I said, I'm going to go out there and really enjoy it. It started yesterday, and it goes through Sunday. And if you're around, you see it, come out to Franklin's Hot Springs. They're having a Folk and Soak. And it goes on pretty much through the night, not loud or anything. By 10 o'clock, it's acoustic and low-key music. You can lay in your tent and listen to the music. That's what I did. All right, everybody, be safe and do something kind for someone if you can. Bye-bye.